Ignition sequence start. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff.
And liftoff. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you may be listening to us. Welcome to Tarot Today. Hello, everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Mary. I'm sorry, I got distracted because it was some
Feedback. Yeah, I noticed. But then it went away. How weird.
That is weird. Where'd that come from? Well, it's Mary and Dax Live. We're live. You won't see Mary on camera, though.
No,
But
you won't see me on camera today. I took a little spill out in the yard. I've got ice packs everywhere, and I hopefully will be recovered. Luckily, I didn't get hurt too badly, so I'm okay. I just really couldn't do the whole thing, do the camera ready, experience, because it hurts too much.
Wow. Well, Jason's in the chat room on YouTube, and he says, "Hi, I hope you're feeling good, Mary." Or
Thanks, Jason.
Means you'll get better. Hopefully, real fast. Yeah. Well, it's Jason. He's had two martinis. So
I bet he is. He's quite present. I can feel his energy.
Oh,
it's good energy.
But I redid the on YouTube. I redid the visuals here so I can make the banner bigger so you can still see Mary right over there. Yeah, you can still see Mary.
Hello.
Yeah, we won't see your lovely cards though. That's the main thing we're gonna miss today is the cards.
Yeah.
So we are, let's tell everybody, we are simulcasting on Blog Talk Radio, the Psychic Talk Radio Network, now in our 14th year. We are also live video streaming on YouTube. So if you're listening on Blog Talk and, there's some people waiting in the caller queue already, and there's probably some people listening on the players. If you want to see us, see me and a picture of Mary, come over to YouTube. Yeah. So we are Tarot Today Live on YouTube, @ Tarot Today Live. And we actually have a URL that takes you right there. tarottoday.live is a URL, actually, an actual web address that'll take you right over there. You can click on the Facebook Live, get in there, get in the chat room with us, because you can chat with Jason and everybody else as they come in. It's really quiet in there. Usually there's about, at least 5 people in there by now, Mary.
Yes, there is. But also they can, since we are a live call-in show on Saturdays, they can also call us and talk to us. And all they have to do is using their phone, because that's what we use to call people. Well, actually, they could use their computer, I guess, too. I don't know.
Yeah, you could use a pad. You can call from anything.
Crazy? It's from your smartwatch, probably, too, if you have one. But the number to call is
I can do that.
So you want to call 714-816-4628, and be sure to press the number 1 on your dial pad, because that raises your hand on the switchboard and lets us know you want to be live on the air with us. And they can also ask questions from the chat room too, right, Dax?
Oh, yeah. So it's real easy. There's no list. I know you go watch other lives and they have a whole process you have to go through. We just use the chat. So, you just type in there, maybe you want us to pull a card for you. Just put, please pull a card for me, something general, or you can give us an area to look at. We'll pull a card. But if you have a very specific question, you can just type that in too. You don't have to request to be put on a list. Just type in your question or type in pull a card for me, and we'd be happy to do that. Also, please don't spam the chat. We get that every once in a while where people keep putting their question in, and then we lose the order because we're taking them in the order that people put them in as best as we can. Now, if we skip over you accidentally, let us know. but don't spam the chat though. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a few more people in there soon. And let's see what else is going on. Oh my gosh, I got people. Gosh, Mary, just all kinds of stuff going on. People signing up for the lifetime membership at the Guild and getting their certifications. I just certified
Awesome.
Leslie. I just certified her as a numerologist. It's part of the course. You can get certified as a numerologist as well as a tarot reader, which is also included. Go over to thetarotguild.com. Today's show is sponsored by the Tarot Guild. Actually, it's always sponsored by the Tarot Guild. We're the official broadcast, kind of like the video/radio version of the newsletter, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The flagship show.
Yep. And here we are. We're already in February. It's the 4th, Mary. You know what that means, don't you? The 4th. It's that structure energy, building foundations, all that kind of cool stuff like that. And the entire date, though, okay, so it's the 2nd month now. We have to add that to the 4th, the day, so we get 6. And then we have to add that to the world year number. We already know that's 7 because it's 2023. 2, drop the 0. 2 plus 2 plus 3, 7. So 7 plus the 6, you get 13. 1 plus 3 is 4. Oh my God, Mary, it's a double structure. Double foundations day. This is the day to really look at all of that and really stick to it. That's something about, you know, there's a lot of discipline with 4. That's why if you have 4 in your chart, like life path or attitude number, those people are very disciplined, tend to like structure. So, you know, architects are 4s and things like that, but also people that join the military, people that are first responders have 4 energy. I know you have 4 energy and I have 4 energy.
Yeah.
And we were both in the military. And I also, well, I picked a card of the day as well. Okay, I admit it. I actually pulled a few cards of the day because I pulled a 5. I hate when I pull a 5. Don't you hate when you pull a 5? You know, although it could be a good thing, you know, change. But then I pulled another. I'm going to pull another card. So I got another 5, and then and then I got the Page of Wands. I'm like, what is going on here? So, you know, the 5 of Pentacles. This is that one that you've probably seen if you're familiar with the Waite-Smith deck, you know, that has the 2 people out in the cold and the glass, you know, window, like the, you know, the church right behind them. It's literally the, you know, out in the cold card, you know, they're in the snow and everything, but they have each other. You know, I always point that out. It's like, yeah, but they have each other. So you might be feeling that way. Maybe you're feeling that way. Some struggles going on. Yeah, I got the 5 of Wands, you know, but there's new opportunities, you know, learning with the Page of Wands, that fiery energy. What really lights you up? What is your passions in life? And then set foundations for that with that, that 4 energy today from the numerology, you know. And so that's what I'm really getting is, yeah, you might be feeling a little bit like this, but I'm telling you, if you stick to it and you keep working on it and maybe learn something new, run over Udemy or something like that. We say that a lot on the show, by the way, because we love Udemy. We're kind of Udemy whores. We have like all these courses from Udemy. Reiki and tarot and hypnotherapy and numerology. I mean, lots of stuff. So that's kind of what I'm getting. Did you get a card of the day?
Yes, I did. I drew an oracle card from the Love Whispers deck, which I use a lot on this show, by Lisa Atkinson. And, you know, it's a really interesting card. The message is about love whispers, you know, and it's asking us to kind of be a little more mindful pay attention to the subtleties, to the nuances, because, sometimes there's things that like they just kind of register on our radar. It's like, oh, I like that. Oh, that's interesting. Or we feel that little tug, but because it's so subtle, sometimes we ignore it. And it also is talking about those of us who are out there in relationships or looking for relationships or wanting relationships, all of that, to be mindful of the gentle, more subtle ways to express that love, and that people in your life may be showing their love and their caring and affection for you in ways that that are just going over your head, because you're looking for the big thing, the big expression, the big moment, and you're missing all the little things. So it tells us to pay attention to those little things.
Yeah, that fits in really good.
And it's card number 33. That for you,
Master healer number.
Right.
Yeah, it's master teacher, master healer. I never liked that though, because the master illuminator number 11 is very similar with teaching the higher concepts to people, learning and teaching. It relates to the pages, but the 33 is master teacher too, but it's also master healer, and I'm like, geez, pick one. So lately I've just been going master healer.
Wow. Yeah, yes. Maybe it makes sense. I mean, maybe, it seems like it should be like the master healing teacher. Like
yeah,
teaching others to heal.
Yeah, I love that. See, that is actually so true, because I'm a 33. And, I was first drawn to the healer aspect. I was drawn to the, hypnotherapy and tarot as a healing tool, and counseling, life coaching.
Yeah.
But then I slipped more into the master teacher. So the big difference between the master teacher and the master illuminator, like if your life path is 11 or your destiny or attitude number is 11, is the number of people. That's all it is. So I'm doing the radio show, the YouTube channel, the website, thetarotguild.com, shameless plug. Big ways of getting a lot of information out to a lot of people, whereas like the master illuminator might have one apprentice or lecture in a lecture hall of up to maybe 500 people or something like that, or a TED talk, or TED talk actually is kind of slipping more into the master teacher, it's bigger people, depending on the size of the audience. Some TEDx talks, there's only 400 people there. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, but you get the idea, I did want to say hi to the people that are finally, some people are coming into the YouTube chat. So we got Karen in there. We got a lot of returning people. We got Karen, we've got Rimsha, we got the Queen of Sheba, and Sue. Hi, Sue.
Hey, everybody.
She says, afternoon, Mary and Dax. Yes. So I'm typing in here. Let us know if you want us to pull a card for you. Yeah, just pop that in there if you want us to pull a card. If you have a specific question, as we said earlier, type that in. But we're going to go to the phone lines. I did want to answer one question before we go to the phone lines, though, because it's the only one. It's the only one in the chat. Let's just knock it out and go to the phone lines. It's Rimsha. Hi, sir. When will I meet my future spouse? Specific time frame. So we're going to look at a specific time frame here. I am pulling out all the stops on this one. Let's see. And okay. So, all right, I'm just going to go right to the time frame one. So the timing card, which, by the way, I forgot I should switch scenes. Yeah, so you can actually see this thing. Okay. 7 of Wands. Now, look, you're in a really good position. Look at that. You have the high ground, they call it. Okay. And even if you kind of feel embattled right now, it's coming from all sides, things like that, really you do have the high ground, and 7 is the timing card, so let's look at that number. My gut instinct is telling me 7 weeks, but it could be 7 days, 7 weeks, 7 months, or 7 hours. Really, I think it comes down more to you and attracting it in. It's how fast we attract this in. Are you focused on, the attacks or whatever's going on coming from the different sides, even though you have the high ground, are you focused on that? And so I got an 8 card, the 8 of swords. 8's abundance, but look, she's surrounded by all those thoughts and ideas. She's got her eyes blindfolded, her arms are bound. Let's face it though, I mean, come on, these are really loose bonds here. I mean, she could break free of those, take off the blindfold, and find her way out from amongst all these swords. But she's surrounded by swords, thoughts and ideas, concepts, the way things have to happen in order for you to meet your spouse. It's too rigid and there's too many thoughts. And so that's what's holding you back. So you need to work on that. And I got the world card. So literally the world can open up for you. If we turn it sideways, we got a nice big cosmic eye there. Yes. Yes. So going inside, think of it as the third eye. So yeah, the whole world's really open to you as far as finding a spouse. Bringing it back to the question here, it's card 21. That reduces to 3, creativity and communication. It's all about how you communicate with people you're meeting, and getting creative on meeting this person and putting all of your focus on that, focusing on the creation, focusing on the creativity and communication, focusing on the kind of relationship you want, the kind of marriage you want, do you want kids or not? What's your spouse going to be like? What's daily life going to be like? What does that sound like and smell like and feel like and look like? Use all your 5 senses. And if you do that and focus, you can make it happen faster. And going back to the timing card, like I said, out of all those possibilities, somewhere in the next 2 months time frame is what I'm getting, really. So 7, roughly 7 weeks. Mary, did you pull some cards? What are you getting?
Yes, I did pull some cards on this. The first thing that came up was the High Priestess. So it's kind of interesting because, for one, the High Priestess is associated with Mondays as far as like dating it. Okay. And then I got the Ace of Wands, which is associated with the 4th quarter of the moon cycle. So I would say it's going to be on a Monday during the 4th quarter of a moon cycle. Not getting anything that says specifically when that moon cycle will be, but it's pretty specific for that. But also, I don't think we should ignore the fact that the High Priestess comes up, because the truth of the matter is, when will I meet my spouse? We're making a lot of assumptions. We're assuming that you'll even have a spouse. You may not. You may. Either way, it's fine. But the High Priestess is telling you, you're going to know when you meet this person. You're going to know. You're going to know intuitively. And you need to make sure that you're paying attention to what you're in or knowing, your gut feeling, your gut instinct about that person. I mean, you're lucky because, not everybody realizes when they meet the person that they really should hitch their wagon to, go on this life journey with. But luckily, in this case, you are gonna know it.
Awesome sauce. Okay. So we got some more coming in. I know we've got a question from Queen of Sheba. And Sue has a question too. So we'll be coming back to the chat in just a few minutes, but because we only have the phone lines and we're only simulcasting on Saturdays, we tend to focus on the callers, and we have quite a few calling in now. 714-816-4628. If you're on the fence, call in and get into the queue so we can get to you. On Mondays, we are only on YouTube. So if you're if you're listening to us on Blog Talk, and whether you've called into the show or not, on Monday, go to the YouTube channel. And of course, you can find all that at thetarotguild.com. All of our upcoming shows. In fact, they're right there on the main page, all of our upcoming shows. And join us on YouTube. And we focus, obviously we don't have the phone line, so it's all chat on YouTube. We're focusing on our YouTube people on Mondays. You ready, Mary? We'll go to the phone lines. Okay.
Let's do it.
All right. So who's been waiting the longest? It looks like area code 780. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Dax. Hey, Mary. It's Jay calling from Canada. Thanks for taking my call.
Jay from Kenyatta, that far away foreign place.
Exotic land.
Yes.
What do you want to talk about?
Gold land. My question is about career. So, it's this interesting situation I'm in, is that the company is planning on letting a couple of us go on the 24th, but it was called into the office on Friday saying, we would like to extend your employment for a couple more months until April 28th. So I just wonder if this is a good move to do, or just, I don't know, this is so weird. I don't know what to do here because I've got some things planned.
Right. So should you extend your stay, or should you just cut your losses and move on to the new thing? Right.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
What you get, Mary?
Well, it's interesting. The first thing that comes up is the Page of Wands. We have the Three of Swords in the past because it's almost like you've already thought, like, I'm done here. I don't know. And that's okay. But, the thing that's interesting, the Two of Cups comes up and the Page of Cups comes up, and we end with the Six of Pentacles. And it's almost like saying, like, look, if it's a benefit to you, so I want you to really look at this. They want to extend you. You're already thinking of, moving on. But would it benefit you in any way to stay on to April? This is saying that, like, if you see a benefit in it, and, Six of Pentacles makes us think of money, but if there's really like a plus out of it for you, then it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing. You just don't want it to be a situation where you're passing up something you really want in lieu of staying on longer to something that feels like it's going away anyways. But let's see what Dax is getting.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, I can't really add too much to that. I think you're just dead on with that. But I did pull the Hanged Man, and it's a major arcana card. So I feel, this is big life moves here, with this. And it is a 12. So that's 3, creativity and communication. The Hanged Man is one of those thinking outside the box cards for me. And also it, traditionally can indicate a delay. So I'm thinking that the tarot is suggesting to, go with the extension and use this time to think outside the box on your next moves. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Yes, it does. Because I was thinking, going like, well, geez, maybe I can buy some more time. Look for another, look for a job that I really want, and I'll still apply for jobs. No problem, but it gives me some time to do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for calling in, Jay.
Yeah.
We love when we get our international callers.
I know. It's exciting.
Very great. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for the messages with the tarot cards, Dax, Mary, and have a blessed day, and take care of yourself, Mary.
Oh, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Right?
Get better.
I need to. Thank you. Have a great weekend.
I don't know. I just got a vision of you with you have like a scarf on, sunglasses, and a big floppy hat, and doing the show.
Yeah, I know, right? With multiple ice packs.
With multiple ice packs. You got ice packs on your shoulders and your arms, and you're like,
Literally.
oh, I don't think we've ever had like a better first call ever and a
No,
nicer
that was
caller.
wonderful.
I mean, wow, that was just really, really nice. Okay, we're gonna see who's been waiting the longest. It looks like area code 646. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Dax and Mary. This is Carla. I'm calling from New York.
Carla,
Hi, Carla.
in New York.
What's going on?
Yep. So my question is, so I'm hoping to move soon, and I'm considering 3 homes that I've seen online. Haven't seen them yet. Going to, and I'm wondering. I guess we'll just go house 1, house 2, and house 3. What you feel is the best for me. I ultimately I know when I go, it's the way I feel. But I'm just wondering if the cards have a sign for me which house they think is best. And I guess I'll go just in the order of the most expensive
1, 2,
to the
3.
least expensive. House 1, 2, and 3. Yes.
Okay, that works the best. Okay, so let's take a look at this real quick here. It's really interesting because for the second one, I got the 2. So like the 2 of wands came up, and in this image, which of course you can't see because you're on the telephone on the radio, but for those in the YouTube audience, and it has 2 clear paths. One is kind of like highlighted with this like purple light, and the other one has a green light. And so even before you answered the question, I just started pulling cards, and we kind of have to do that sometimes on the radio because of time. We don't have time to shuffle and gently pull out the cards, and it takes us 30 minutes for each caller. Yeah, that wouldn't work. So I'm already pulling cards, and right away I was like, oh, she's deciding between at least 2 different things. And then you said your question. I'm like, but it's not a 3, it's a 2, and I'm like, I'm feeling like one of these you're going to be able to drop off right away. Okay.
So right away.
For house number 1, I'm getting the page of coins. And with pages, nice new beginning. And because it's pentacles, because it's the coins, financially, I think this is the best option, and nice new fresh start. Okay. And then of course, as I previously mentioned, I got the 2 of wands. I feel, this is for the second house, and I feel like, well, I don't know. I feel like there's going to be 2, because of these 2 paths. I think there's going to be 2 different paths. You have to make some kind of a choice on this one. I don't know what it is exactly. I'm trying to see if I'm getting anything here, but like, I don't know, 2 different mortgages, 2 different, oh God, it could be so much, you're going to have to really think on that yourself. The property.
I'll figure it out.
It has something to do with that, but 2 is a yes card. 2 is a yes card. Now,
I see. Okay.
For house,
third one.
So for the third one, I got the Hermit card. A couple of things about this, it's the 9 energy. It's about, letting go of things from the past. I feel like if you do the house number 3, you're going to really be happy there. You're going to be able to like really clear out any negative things that you're not dragging with you from the property or where you are now, or even previous to that. Right. Also, it's a major arcana card. So it's a yes, like the 2, but it's a stronger yes. And think of the hermit up on the mountain, and he's got his cabin or his cave up there, and he's all comfy and everything. I just get this nice feeling, and it just feels so comfortable,
a cozy feeling.
With number 3,
I felt like maybe I wouldn't have friends. I felt like with number 3 with the hermit that I'd just be inside all day.
Oh.
And
I
you
don't
may
know.
want to be, because the property might be the best of the three choices. Yeah. But let's
Yeah,
see
you
what
never know.
Mary's getting.
That's true.
Well, it's
Okay,
interesting
thank
because I came up with number 3 as the best choice too, but because I got the Justice card, so that sense of like really feeling like things are in balance and you're in harmony with your surroundings. When I look at number 2, I get the 5 of Wands. So a 5 of Wands sometimes can be about competition. Like maybe the bidding gets weird on the second one. And then on the first house, I
see.
got the Hanged Man. And for me, that's like a no-go. There's like delays about it. It might be too expensive. It's just 3 looks like where like everything's pleasant. It's this calm energy, this feeling of things being in balance, not the chaos of the second house and not the delays of the first.
Very interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your input. I'll call back and let you know what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, please
Yeah, you
do.
gotta let us know.
Yeah.
I'm dying to know
Of
what house
course,
number 3 is
definitely.
like.
We'll touch base soon, hopefully with good news. Thank you so much,
Enjoy the
guys.
rest of your weekend. I
Thanks for
love it when
calling.
You too.
I love it when people call back to. We don't get that. We get it occasionally, and it's always nice. But I wish more people would call back and say, "Oh my God, this is what happened."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
totally.
so much
And
fun.
you know why though? It's like the reason that I love it, and I do that with my clients a lot on Keen too, is like, I do a lot with my readings, I do a lot of tarot teaching.
Mhm.
And I always emphasize the fact that really reading tarot, it's the art of interpretation. And so you've got 78 cards that have, a plethora of meanings for each card. And there's this sort of idea in the tarot community, or at least I've had this idea for a long time, that the cards are right, but sometimes the interpretation can be a little off. So I'm always interested to see what the end result is and compare it like to the cards that came up. But I don't.
I've actually said that
down.
before in class to students. I've
What?
said that
About the cards being
yeah,
right and the interpretation.
the cards are always right. It's like the interpretation might be off, but the cards are always right. And that's why you keep a tarot journal, because then you can go back and reflect. And when you get new information from past clients, and
you learn new meanings.
Yeah. And you can realize, and sometimes you're not completely off though. And you can go, oh, well, I wasn't completely off, but yeah, I can see how it went this way. And yeah,
well,
it's
also it's like, I do that to kind of, I make a note of new interpretations. It's like, wow, okay, I can see how the card meant that, but I didn't think of it in that way. And it's fascinating. That's why, tarot is like a lifetime journey.
Yep. Free tip there, folks. Keep a tarot journal. Okay.
Yes.
We're at the bottom of the hour. So before we go any further, just real quick, I'm going to go over to thetarotguild.com, check out our new lifetime membership. We still have the annual membership, $1 a month. You pay $12, gives you lots of benefits and discounts, discount off my course, discount off certification, things like that. But people wanted a one and done solution. They could just pay once and have a lifetime membership. And we're throwing the entire kitchen sink in. So you're paid up for life. You're going to get my course free, your certified tarot reader, professional reader certification free, and then higher levels of certification, you're going to get 50% off. Also, there's a plethora of benefits that you get with the lifetime membership over the annual. We've set it up now where you can get opportunities to be here on the shows with us, and we can do video interviews on YouTube and so forth. Lots of great stuff like that. Also, if you just want to put a tip in the tip jar, buy us a cup of coffee, go over to coffee.tarottoday.live. That will allow you to do that. And then we have our tag team reading. So, a lot of people like this style of Mary and I tag teaming it here. So you get 2 readers for the price of one, kind of thing. Our two readers, it's like two heads are better one. It's the same kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, you can book a private session with us at tagteam.tarottoday.live, and you'll get us for like a whole hour, and it's just like on the radio here and on the YouTube lives, only it's exclusive, private, and intimate. That's right. Yes. So send us a cup of coffee or get a tag team reading. There you go. Anyway, Just wanted to say that real quick. Also, I wanted to mention for our listeners on the Psychic Talk Radio Network that Maria Massa is coming back tomorrow with the Angelic View. Same bad time, same bad channel.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Sunday the 5th.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Yeah, she came back with a brand new show. Used to do Angelic Realms Radio. Now she's the Angelic View. I like that title. And she started up towards the end of last year or beginning of fallish, right after summer. And then what happened was she wrote a book. And so she took a couple months off to finish writing the book over the holidays and writing the book and all that kind of stuff, and now she's back. She'll be on tomorrow. She'll be taking your phone calls, doing free readings as well. And you can find it on Psychic Talk, on blogtalkradio.com. You can find it on psychictalk.net, but we also have it right there on the main page of the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com. Just click on the big banner with Maria on it there. And you can join us in the chat room tomorrow. We'll be in the chat room on the Tarot Guild website, thetarotguild.com/chat. And there's going to be a player in there where you can listen in and be in the chat with Maria tomorrow. So I just wanted to mention that real quick. Questions in the chat. I want to go back to one of those because Sue had asked a while back. Let's see. Did we do Queen of Sheba? I'm trying to remember if we did Queen of Sheba. Hold on a second while I catch up with the chat. There is oh my God, it's just flying along here. Okay. I know
we did the spouse question.
Was that Queen of Sheba?
No.
I see what happened. It says message retracted. So she said, can I ask a question? But then she retracted. So Queen of Sheba, if you want to ask your question, pop it back in the chat. We'll get to you. But Sue was next. And I would love one on the next couple of months. Yeah, just pull a card, she said, and say with work and travel. So anything on travel, anything on work.
For the next couple months.
Yeah.
Meaning February and March.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pull a card for each month.
Oh, okay.
Woo. Okay. February. Whoa. February, I got the Two of Swords. That can be kind of a calm card, things being sort of quiet, peaceful. But also there's some tension with it. So whatever you can do this month of February to kind of release some tension, especially since we're focused on career and travel, I feel like don't sweat the small stuff at work. And with travel, February seems like actually a good time to plan for travel rather than necessarily be traveling. And then when I look at March, it's really interesting. The Moon card comes up. So one thing I'm going to say that sounds off the wall, maybe, but maybe not to some people, hopefully not to you, is that it's a good time to reflect. It's a good time also for you to be impacted by the moon cycle. So when you think of that in terms of, what do you want to manifest? What do you want to release? You want to look at your new moon and full moon times, especially during March, and use those times to either kind of release whatever you need, maybe release the tension from the month of February, but also anything that, just isn't working for you anymore. Good
Ah,
time to release that. And then also the moon, though, is also when we're really intuitive. So I feel like for something like travel or work, both of them actually, March is going to be a good time where maybe you're just kind of intuitively working more than usual, where things like sort of just come to you and you listen to that intuition and follow through on what it's indicating to you. I think that could be something that has good results. But let's see what Dax is getting.
well, it's right in alignment with what you just said, Mary. So I did the same thing. I pulled one for each. And for February, I got the devil card. And that's talking about our attachments. What is it that you're attached to that you need to let go of to move forward in those areas? Which I think fits perfectly with what you were saying, Mary, about, releasing certain things.
Yeah.
I think that's what's really, and then what happens in March? Well, then after you do that, 10 of coins. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. Manifesting everything material. I mean, it could be travel. It could be work related, an advancement at your current company, a career change with a fatter paycheck, starting a new business. Yeah. March is the time. Yeah. But it requires you to you're holding on to stuff. And in these areas, well, maybe not so much travel, but definitely with work, career, businesses, people hold on to what they've always done. And you got to let go of that, let something better come in from the universe. And what happens is people, well, I always made money this way. I always worked in textiles. I always was a receptionist. I always worked in legal. Well, try medical. I mean, be open to other possibilities, see, that's
Hey, that could
yeah.
that could apply to travel too. People tend to
Oh,
go to the same kind of places.
that's true. They always go to the beach. Hey, try a ski trip this time, It's so true.
Yeah.
It's so true. We get stuck in these patterns. I mean, we're pattern creating people. I mean, humans are creating pattern creating creatures. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can you do differently? The path untraveled. No pun intended. But yeah, take a look at things, be open to other area. And this is one of the big things that when I get the devil card, these attachments, I mean, it could be when the devil comes up, I mean, it could be a lot of things, bad habits and drug abuse and oh God.
Sex addiction.
I was going to say sexaholic. I couldn't think of a good word for it. How do you say sex addiction? Sex addiction. That's how you say sex.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, totally where I was. Let's take one more here because info came in. Yeah, we got to change subject quick. We're going to get demonetized by YouTube or blocked or something. Let's see here because info entertainment 999 came in. I think they've been in before. Rimsha did thank us, and here's one of the best compliments we ever got. I thanked him for her. I'm not sure. Anyway, I thanked them for the question, because they thanked us. I thanked them for the question, and this is what Rimsha wrote back. Nice to get an honest reading.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope people are getting honest readings. But that's that's a high compliment, really, Ben. That's great. Thank you.
Oh. And speaking of travel,
yeah.
Before we go, we're going to go right back to the phone lines, folks. So if you're waiting on the phone lines, we're coming back. And by the way, if you haven't called in yet, 714-816-4628, press 1 on your dial pad as soon as you get through to let us know you want to be on the air. But we're going to take one question here from the chat because info asked, and I think that's the last one in here for now. And if you have any more requests, if we have enough time, we'll go back to the chat, but call in, because that's what we're mainly focusing on today. But let us know if you want us to pull a card, if you have a specific question. Info, practically the same question. What's coming in regards, to my travel? When can you see this happening? Okay. I can see this happening pretty damn quick. And this is weird because I know that we're in the month of February, and at least up here, unless you're traveling down south, Australia, New Zealand, or to, the Pacific or something, it's winter most places, but I'm seeing all of this water. It's just water everywhere. Cups cards. Timing wise, I'm getting a 1. So, you could plan, and this could happen in the next month. You're going with a bunch of guys, because I'm getting the King of Coins. I'm getting the Page of Cups here. Yeah. And let's see. And the Judgment card. This one I'm having trouble with, Mary. Fitting this
The
into
Judgment card.
Yeah. I mean, is it that big? See, normally for me, the Judgment card is the cosmic wake up call. It's like, hello, info, pay attention. It's usually when big things and changes are going to happen and things along those lines. And I'm not really getting anything about, other than it's a big fat yes. I mean, your major arcana cards are nice yes. I'm looking at those, at the flag, and right away I'm feeling Sweden and all the Netherlands and all the European countries that have the cross on it. Like practically every one of them has, I just noticed that the other day, by the way. And, but why would you be going there when you're supposed to be? I'm getting water though. I don't really think that, and it's tropical. It's not just going to ice fish in the ice hole, the hole in the ice. I mean, it's like getting out, maybe I don't know where you are, but maybe you're in, it's really cold where you are right now, maybe even snowy and everything, and just escaping with a couple of buds, maybe even your son, or a male friend, or maybe it's your husband and your son. I don't know. But, like escaping to Fiji or something. I mean, you're going to get away. Yeah, down there. So that's what I'm getting. What about you, Mary?
Well, it's interesting that I did get a cup card too. I got the Knight of Cups. But it's interesting. Time frame wise, I mean, the Knight of Cups, if you go by the Golden Dawn, right? That's in their decadent way of timing, you've got that time frame that from February 9th to like, but that card didn't really come up in the timing position. What came up in the timing position was the Nine of Swords. And I also got the Devil card and the Three of Swords. It's like saying like, wow, stop overthinking this. Stop worrying about it too much, because it may be a big deal, this particular trip. And you got the Judgment card. I mean, sometimes Judgment card is about revelations, like where we learn something, or we reach a certain conclusion that kind of, it's like a guiding moment on our path in life, and it kind of stay with us. So just be open to that. But Nine of Swords came up in the timing position, and that's usually like the beginning part of June. So I don't know so much about the timing and the cards that I got, but just that this trip is something that we're overthinking too much, or we're worried about and shouldn't be. And at the same time, you could have a real profound experience, or have an epiphany.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that because I was so concentrated on the tropical. Oh, it's
It
by the
sounds
way,
nice.
it's funny. Info says, what, Canada isn't tropical? If you're in
Yeah.
Canada right now, yes, you need to escape, but I like the thing about the June, because then you're entering into that, time frame. But I really think it's an escape from the winter now, sooner. I'm getting 1 month. Okay. So to make it sound not as long, 3 to 4 weeks. Okay. So it doesn't sound so long, in March, how about that? But it could be 9 weeks, which would be 2.5 months away. Yeah. Okay. So somewhere in there. Oh, they're in Pakistan. Oh, it's hot there. Isn't it hot there?
Yeah.
Stuck in litigation right now. Well, that's not good. That's not good.
No.
So
That's
if
not
anybody,
good.
if you want us to pull a card for you and you're in the chat, or if you have a specific question, just pop it in the chat and we'll see if we can get back to it. We only have a few minutes really till the top of the hour. So we got to go back to the phone lines. Who's been waiting the longest, Mary? Oh, it looks like 256, area code 256. Are you there? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, this is Kimberly from Georgia.
Oh, I know
Hi,
that
Kimberly.
voice.
Yeah.
Kimberly from
Hi.
Georgia.
What's going on?
Everything's well. I just had a question about career specifically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in a job where I have some people who are attempting to indirectly control me.
Oh.
And I just want to know how. Yeah, I want to know how to navigate this.
So what advice is there for navigating that?
Yeah.
Kind of dealing with people that are trying to control you. It's an awful feeling. Why do people do that? Why do people do that? Okay, so the cards that I get that come up on this are interesting. Right at the center is the Nine of Swords. And, it can be that feeling that's sort of like, we've got this, just feeling of so much on our mind. The Nine of Swords, the card of insomnia, it's like, don't think about it too much, right? Because that's part of allowing people to control us, is when we allow them to capture our attention to the point that we don't stop thinking about it, or that they're worrying us. They don't have the right to worry you. Don't give them that. Don't give them the space in your head. Now, the other thing that comes up here is the Temperance card is overlooking everything else. And it's saying like, okay, take a moderate approach, find the middle ground, compromise when you're not compromising something that means too much to you. But in the end here, what I've got is the Three of Wands. And so that's a card of, for me, it's a card of assessment. We stand back, we take a look at things. We don't react to everything. We don't take the bait every time it's offered, because that's another way that people control us. They do the carrot and the stick, or they throw the bait out and then they trap you, like all of those things. So that's the advice that I'm getting, but let's see what Dax is getting.
Hey, Kimberly.
Okay.
How's it going?
It's going well. How's it going with you?
My question, it's going pretty good, but my question for you is like, is there a dragon lady?
Yes. How did you know?
I just knew there was a dragon lady involved here. I'll show you in a minute, but
okay.
And I know I keep saying show, but you guys are on the phone lines. But if you're on YouTube, you can see the cards. Nine of Wands. Okay, so that's how you're feeling right now. And in this version of it, he's like laying down on the ground here. He's holding on to the staff, barely keeping it together, barely keeping, able to sit up, and there's all these wands behind him. Typically with the Nine of Wands, it's the battle weary person. You've been through it all. You got in the Wade Smith version of the card, you got the bandage on the head and everything, and the wands, of course, we're talking fire energy. So, what your passions are and getting things done. And, but all the wands behind the person in the Wade Smith, it looks even more like a fence. And so putting up boundaries, and, the wands, which are actually staves, these giant staves in the ground, they're representing, you're good at what you do and you have all your skills and abilities, and that's what you can rely on is your experience, relying on experience. And what you need to take with you is it's showing up as the 10 of Cups. So, this is hearth and home. There's a couple in front of a fireplace, even they're laying back. They've obviously had a little bit of wine because there's a bunch of cups, that look like wine goblets around them, and the cat is laying on a giant pillow, all comfy and with its eyes closed. He's sleeping there, and everything. You got to find this space and take it with you wherever you go and into whatever situation you get into, so that you can, and ground it. If we were talking NLP, I would, and hypnosis, I'd say, almost, create a oh God, my mind is blank, Mary. Create a trigger for that, where you can trigger this
Feeling.
state. Yeah. You need to be able to go to your happy place, is what I'm saying, in the midst of all this, because the dragon lady is there, and here she is, the Queen of Wands, with all the dragons around her. I don't know if you're on our YouTube channel, Kimberly, but I wish you could see this, because this version of the card is really the dragon lady, let me tell you. Okay. But how are you, like Mary said, it's all how you actually respond. And that's the main last card I'm getting here, which is the advice from tarot, is the Queen of Coins. For me, it's the mom card, but it's the nurturing energy. The queens are all healers, even the dragon lady, to be honest, but the Queen of Coins is, for me, the most nurturing and healing. And so you have to adopt that attitude. And it's like, you can't control what other people say, do, think, but you can control your own reaction and go to your happy place. That's right. Go to the happy place. Trigger it. I hope that helped you out.
It did. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, thanks for the call. Let's see. Do we have time for another call here? Oh, we might be able to squeeze another one in. Let's see. Area code 806 has been waiting the longest. Caller, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Melody.
Hi, Melody.
Hi, Melody.
Hello. Hi,
Where you at?
Mary. How are y'all today?
Great.
Good.
Well,
She's
I'm
in Texas.
Oh, that's Melody in Texas. Oh, okay.
I'm with Mary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with Mary, yeah.
Wait, you're with her? Are you holding the ice packs on her?
Yeah, she should be. Melody, you need to come over and ice me. Ice my knee.
Or at least make her a cup of
I
verbal
got it.
tea or something. Come on.
Whiskey.
Yeah, I would be more than happy to
Whiskey.
do that. Just message
Hey,
me
whiskey.
later. I'm with her in spirit. Okay.
Aw, I can feel you. Thank you. What do you want to talk about? What should we look at for you today?
I said that Queen of Coins looked a lot like Mary.
Aw,
I thought, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, you said that in the chat. Here, I'm going to put it up on the screen again. Well, that's the back. There we go. Look, it's Mary on the Queen of
Ta-da!
Coin.
No,
I
the
think it
Queen
looks
of-
more like Celine Dion myself, but anyway, go ahead.
Well, Mary may look a lot like Celine Dion. I don't know. I just
Aw.
kind of need another general reading on how to direct my heart and how to move forward. I'm having trouble getting going in this year. I had a really good year last year, but the end kind of collapsed and I'm having a hard time getting my momentum.
Yeah, you need a fresh start. You really do. Oh, I'm getting that feeling. And I think it's similar to a lot of other stuff that's been coming up today. And for a lot of our callers and folks in the chat room asking questions, and it also goes all the way back to our cards of the day and the numerology of the day, establishing foundations. And here we are in the beginning of a new year, 2023. I know it's February, but it's like, it's still new. You know, I'm going to keep saying it's new till August and then, okay, I'll give up. But anyway, I really think that the message coming through is, Melody, you got to take control, you know. I get this feeling like life is happening to you instead of you manifesting things as you want them to be. And the first card that comes up is indicating that, the Magician card. Whenever this card comes up, you have the power. You know, remember, it's true for all of us in all of our lives. We manifest what we want, you know, but the problem is that often, in fact, almost always, we don't know what we want, you know. So that's step one, is to take a step back and what do I really want? And start focusing on that. Okay. And that's actually showing up in the other card I got here, which is the Ace of Wands. So there's like a new opportunity right there. And fire energy, I mean, the wands, you know, that's all about passion. What are you really passionate about? You know, and try to be more honest. I'm getting that honest thing. I don't know why that's popping in my head. Honesty. It's like they're telling me that, yeah, you think about this stuff, but you're not as honest as you can be with yourself, as you could be with yourself. And that's where you should turn your energies towards, taking that step back, being really, really brutally honest. Stop thinking of the how it's going to happen and the what, you know, as far as along the way, but more on what am I really passionate about? You know, what's going to really make things great for me in 2023. And if you need help getting that going, I'm getting advice from the tarot is the Moon card. The Moon card can mean a lot of different things, but in this particular case, as soon as it popped up, I was like, dreams. Melody needs to be programming her dreams, starting with probably, you know, if you're not really sure about the Ace of Wands idea, what is it? What is that? Program your dreams to get that information. You know, what is it really? You know, and then if you have more of a crystal idea of that, then you could program your dreams. What steps do I need to take? You know, what's first? What's next? That kind of thing. So that's what I'm getting for Melody. Mary, what are you getting?
What am I getting? You know, some interesting stuff here. What really stands out is the Star card. It's overlooking everything else with a couple messages. What you were saying about honesty is really interesting, because it's like when the Star card is negatively impacted. You know, if you're doing like elemental dignities, the star card is air. If it's negatively impacted by, say, an earth card, something like that, then that can be a card of self-deception and talks more about being starstruck. And this message to you in this question, though, the star is saying, look for the inspiration, look for what lights you up, look for the things that light up on your path, things that give you a sense of inspiration. Star card coming up to me always means that there's hope. Okay, you're going to get going. The year isn't going to just go on and you never get started with it. It's going to happen. But Seven of Pentacles also says, like, hey, what's the rush? What's the rush? Where are we going when we get going? And the star is saying, like, follow the light, follow the inspiration that comes along your path. And then we end with the Two of Cups, that sense of feeling in harmony. Sometimes can indicate a romantic relationship as well. But, the idea of equilibrium and being, kind of emotionally imbalanced, and having, in our relationships, like the reciprocity, the equal exchanges, instead of always being the giver, always being the one that, reaches out and does it and extends yourself. This is saying, like, hey, there's nothing wrong with being that way, but make sure that there's balance to it. Make sure that there's that reciprocity, that that it's giving and receiving in harmony, and that there's a sense of being lit up, being inspired. That has to happen first. I feel like between now and February 19th is really like when you should be looking at that, looking for what is inspiring you. What do you feel drawn to? What do you get excited about? What lights you up? And just follow that. So I hope that helps. But that's what I got.
Thank you. One of my goals for this year was to let go of people or stop caring about people who don't care about me, because it's kind of like
that
dead weight.
reciprocity.
When you keep throwing energy into relationships that are not symbiotic, it's just draining, And I have even some, friends like that that I've known for decades, that I finally thought, if I stop, is there a relationship left? And I found out there was.
That's a good way to figure it out. Really. There's another thing I wanted. I wasn't going to say anything, but I want to throw this out here just because, Mary, when you got the star card, the first thing that popped in my head is like, Melody needs to become the star. She needs to be the star of her own movie, of her life. She needs to let herself shine. I don't think you let yourself shine. I think you're too concerned about other people and other people's feelings. And you need to just, go for it, girl. You just need to shine, and you have all these talents and abilities, and, don't hang on to those relationships that aren't working.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for the call, Melody.
I will go back and listen to this again. Blessings and light, both of you.
Thank you.
I'm here.
Have a great rest of your weekend. And let us know. Oh, yeah. Especially let me know if programming your dreams works and how that worked out. Because, I talk about that when it pops up, Mary, and I can't remember anybody actually calling back and telling us what their dreams were, and did it really work to program your dreams. I do it every night. So call back, Melody, and let us know maybe next Saturday, or if you have a great dream before Monday, join us on Monday. Because, hey, everybody, we're going to be back on Monday, only on YouTube. Go over to our YouTube channel. You can find the upcoming shows and everything, of course, all right on thetarotguild.com. Sorry if we didn't get to your call today, but remember, you can call in tomorrow to Maria's show. And, just join us in the chat room over at thetarotguild.com, and the player will be right there. You can also go to psychictalk.net and go to blogtalkradio.com and look up Psychic Talk. Any of those places, you can catch the show. And it's the same phone number, 714-816-4628. Write that down. 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. in London, UK. And we'll be back on Monday. I'm excited for that. Mary may or may not be on camera. I don't know. Maybe I can get her to wear those, those giant sunglasses that cover half your face and a scarf. And she's got the hat on, the gardening hat that kind of like droops down. And
I've got all that.
I knew you did. I just knew you did.
No. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
But
and
thanks everybody.
Oh gosh, wait, right before we leave here,
one thing that I do, I have a recording app on my phone, or you can even use Facebook Messenger and hit record.
Yeah.
And that way you don't have to write anything down. And also, don't get
especially
up
if
right
you're groggy.
away. Yeah. If you you're dreaming and then you wake up for whatever, and the remnants of the dream are still there, you remember some of it. Don't get up right away. Just kind of, grab your phone or grab your pen and paper, either record it or write it down as you're laying there before you actually pop up out of bed and get your day going. Because you retain more information with less movement, I've noticed.
Yes, that's absolutely true. And I kind of ruin it some mornings. Other mornings I do remember it and write it down. Other mornings, nothing at all, and I'm like, wait, I know I dreamt really good and got some answers, but now I can't remember, so practicing recall and remembering and not moving right away and not opening the shades or turning on the light right away. Yeah. Practice all that, because it's a skill, I'm still working on it.
Yeah.
But
it's a cool skill to develop. It's very helpful.
Yeah, but we'll be back on Monday, and I may have a surprise for everybody as long as Amazon delivers, because I ordered a new deck and I'm going to share it on Monday's show.
Yay!
And I'll tell you all about it and why I got it.
Awesome
sauce. We'll see you all on Monday. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, Mary Ellen.
Good night, John Boy.
Thank you for using Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.